Chapter 2. My son? I said. I stopped dead in my tracks. Yeah, right. Well, for your information, I'm not even married. Of course you're not married, he said. How could you be married? He looked at a paper at the newsstand on the corner. Okay, this is 1997, so you're what? You're only 10 years old, right? And a half, I said. Okay, 10 and a half, he said. I was born about 20 years from now. I mean, I just left you in the future, and you're like 43 there. You just left me? I said. How could I be in two places at once? He shook his head. Oh, right, he said. I forgot. You guys didn't understand the thing about time travel back then. Back when? I said. Back now. Look, Dad, let me prove it to you. Your father's name is Dan, and he's a writer. Your grandma's name is Leah. Your mom and dad are divorced. Your great-grandpa's name is Maurice, and he was reincarnated as a cat. I looked at him closely. This kid had really done his homework. Knowing all that is impressive, I said. I admit that, especially the stuff about my great-grandfather, but it doesn't really prove anything, and it sure doesn't make you my future son. He sighed. Boy, Dad, he said, I see you were stubborn even as a kid. Okay, how's this? I know all about the trip you and your dad took to Hawaii. Hawaii? That got me. I have never been to Hawaii, not yet, but just last night my dad told me we'd probably be going there over spring break. He's going to write a story about some volcano or something. How could this kid have found out about that trip? Who told you about Hawaii? I asked. You did, Dad. You've been telling me stories about that trip since I was a little kid. Mac reached into his pocket. He took out a wallet and opened it. Inside was this really old photograph. It was cracked and faded, but you could make out two people standing on a beach with palm trees behind them. One was a dark-haired man in a loud Hawaiian print shirt. The other was a kid wearing lots of flowered necklaces lace around his neck. It was me and my dad. I suddenly found it hard to stand up. Sometimes meeting your future son will do that to you. Hey, Dad, are you all right? He asked worriedly. Yeah, I said. Phew, this is just a little weird, even for me, you know? I bet. Just take it easy, Dad. Meg was talking in this very concerned voice. Just the way I do when I see my dad is really upset. And it doesn't make it easier that you're older and taller than me either, I said. Meg nodded. I can see that. By the way, I said, what are you doing here? Well, I'm on a class trip. We're here to see what old New York was like at the turn of the century. Then I saw that baseball store. Here was my big chance. I'd buy another weight box rookie card at cheap 1997 prices to replace the one I lost. Old New York? Yeah, we teleported here on this splendid double-decker tour bus. It's a 1997 model, a real antique. It's powered by Vaseline or gasoline or something, and they actually let you get off And they actually let you get off this bus to look around on your own? Meg looked embarrassed. Actually, we're sort of not supposed to get off the bus. They are always warning us terrible things will happen if we do. You know, like we'll the atomize or something. I think they are just trying to scare us, but now the bus is gone. Yep, I could see that my son had a problem. Well, do you remember where the bus was going? I asked. You could catch up with it at the next stop. He looked even more embarrassed. My teacher gave us all our schedule, he said, but I think I may have left it on the bus. I nodded. That's another thing I would have done. This kid really was a lot like me. I remember the last stop. The last stop had something to do with the clock, I think, he said. Then he shrugged. I guess that doesn't help much, though. Was it by the clock at FAO Schwartz? I said. That's my favorite toy store. I don't think so. There's a clock near Macy's that is counting down to the year 2000. Is that it? No, that doesn't sound like it either, Meg said. Well, what happens if you don't meet up with them? I don't think that'd be too good. What do you mean? I said. Do you mean you will be trapped in the present? I don't know, I guess so, yeah. He laughed. Or maybe I will de-atomize. I frowned. Meg thought it was funny, but if he missed the bus, wouldn't my grown-up self worry? I know my 10-year-old self was getting plenty worried. What was I going to do?